Hi, I am Tasleigh Mullins and I'm your host at the Pageant Perspective Podcast, where we go beyond the sash, celebrating beauty and unveiling stories. Thank you so much for the support. Continue to like, share and subscribe. Today I am joined by Nonkazimulo. Please introduce yourself, my darling.
Greetings to the audience at its large. My name is Nonkazimulo Mhlungu. I come all the way from Randfontein. I'm a student at the University of Johannesburg studying diagnostic radiography. I am also the founder and the director of the Miss Self Esteem pageant.
So that intro already told us so much about you, but is there more that you want to tell me about yourself?
Yes. From a very young age, I have been very passionate about the entertainment industry. I have been a choreographer for many years. I was a choreographer for Gumboots. I had a cheerleading team. I was very active, in school. I used to be part of the Soul Buddies Club. I've been an outgoing person since the young age. Yeah. So after high school, I decided to dive into the world of pageantry. Hence, I joined modeling.
So I know that you are a pageant director right now, but you've also been a contestant within pageant. Can you tell me why you stopped being a contestant and why you started being a pageant director?
Okay, I loved being a model, and it has been such a rewarding experience. However, given the academic pressures and the nature of my course, I had to actually prioritize. And Miss Self Esteem is, my organization. So I wanted to give my organization undivided devotion, looking at the impact it has on the community. So I decided to step down as a model and focus on organizing.
So can you tell us a little bit more about how this pageant came into existence?
Okay, so I'm a very curious person. I often question life a lot. Why are women staying in toxic relationships? Why is there like a high rate of teenage pregnancy? And all the answers converged into self-esteem. Self-esteem is a very fundamental aspect of our lives, because it's a foundation of who we are. So if you are not a very confident person, if you don't love yourself enough, you go around looking for love elsewhere. That's why these men prey on these young girls who are not confident in their own skin. So I used self-esteem as a vehicle to actually solve the social ills, So I also worked intensively in the beauty industry, and I have seen how most traditional beauty pageants actually affect the woman's self-esteem. I have seen women having to conform to narrow beauty standards, and I wanted to create a platform that celebrates authenticity and inner beauty.
So do you think the leading cause to these, or the main cause to what the things you mentioned now, is the fact of low self-esteem, or is it just people or young ladies learning about life,
I think if women were exposed to, actually loving themselves and being very confident in their own skin, they wouldn't go around looking for, that validation from the society. So I think self-esteem does play a role, and also growing up does play a role. At the end of the day, we are only humans, but I think self-esteem is also like a major part that contributes towards that.
Okay, so can you tell me your mission and your vision with this pageant?
Okay, so our mission is to break down beauty standards. That's our core mission. And it is coupled with the fact that we want to create a platform where women will see that their worth goes way beyond how they look on the outside.
Definitely.
There are a lot of very beautiful qualities that women have. And I think the society has actually narrowed, and the society is very shallow, that they look at you and they start determining your worth because of how you look. So we are
what you do.
Exactly. So we're actually creating a platform that breaks those barriers, that, I look this way, however, I'm capable of doing many things. And as a young organizer, I have experienced challenges because of how I look, how I sound. People think that I'm not capable of doing great things. And I think Miss Self Esteem is helping to counteract those challenges that we face as women.
So how do you yourself, so you want ladies to empower themselves and you want to also be a platform that empowers these young ladies, but can you tell me how do you empower yourself? What do you say to yourself?
Okay, so I do the typical, morning routine whereby you stand in the mirror and tell yourself words of affirmation. I believe in the power of the tongue. The tongue is very powerful. It doesn't have bones, but whatever you say, the universe echoes back what
Even
you say about
within your
yourself.
thoughts, you don't have to necessarily
utter the words. So I tell myself I'm beautiful, I'm worth it, and all of that. That's my basic morning routine. And also I empower myself by training. I attend seminars, I just love being around women who preach women empowerment. And I think that's what made me like to be empowered and to be able to empower other people, because you cannot pour from an empty cup.
Yes.
You have to be empowered so that you can be able to empower other women.
I love that. I love that you are willing to empower other women and you are willing to be empowered by other women. So can you tell me, what qualities do you look for in the contestants when you are selecting them to participate in your pageant?
Okay, so Miss Self Esteem is not just a traditional pageant. It's not about having a beautiful smile, having the best walk. It's about you reflecting to the world that you are comfortable in your own skin tone and radiating like inner qualities like grace, being kind to other people, being able to like be selfless. We do a lot of community initiatives whereby these girls have to actually work, like the PADS initiative and all of that. So we also focus in building confidence from a very young age.
Yes.
So our categories, we have 4 categories at the moment. We have categories from petite until Miss. So it's from 5 years to 25 years. So we start with the petite, Miss Little, teen, and the Miss category, because I understand that most of the older women or matured women were not granted the opportunity to participate in pageants. So we just including everyone from the young age until they're 25 years.
And would you extend the age limit
definitely.
in the next couple of years?
Yeah.
So can you tell me, what is your judging process like?
Okay, so we have something called the Miss Self Esteem Metamorphosis, okay? So it actually details how we judge. So most of our judging points, like 50%, is on our swimwear category. And I'm going to tell you why.
Please tell me why.
So we have, as an organization, dedicated the Miss Self Esteem swimwear round to actually address the social ills. So last year, our theme was Shades of Africa. So we actually instructed the contestants to create something that actually tells us how they feel, how they perceive Shades of Africa.
Yes.
So it was about celebrating the diverse complexions and all of that. So it carries so much weight because it's such a sentimental round, So this year around, our theme is called Differently Sculptured. We are celebrating different body types, different body weights. And our swimwear round is definitely about that. We have posted on our social media platforms that we were in white swimwears and a black cape, and they're going to shed that black cape because it represents the pressures that comes from the society. So it's such like a sentimental round, and I believe it does address, each and every annual theme is aimed at addressing an aspect of self-esteem. So it's like 50% of the marks on the judging criteria. And then, of course, we look at those qualities we were talking about. Are these people engaging in community engagements, initiative, and all of that. But most definitely, it is a beauty pageant. At the end of the day, they'll have to know how to walk. They'll have to know how to smile. And it's very important for them to be to present themselves in a good way on stage.
You said that at the end of the day, it is a beauty pageant. So how do you personally, how does your pageant help these contestants prepare, whether it be physically, the look of themselves, or whether it be internally? Can you tell me, how do you contribute to that? Or like to the walk, like you said, the walk, the talk, all of those things. How do you contribute to their journey?
Okay, so we have partnered with a modeling academy called Girls in Heels Modeling Academy. So they are responsible for training the girls. We have workshops whereby these girls are exposed to people who give them encouragement and talk to them and teach them how to, talk on stage and also during media appearances. So yeah, that's how we contribute towards the journey. And sometimes we do partner with brands that offer finalists something. In the second annual, I think we partnered with a brand that offered swimwears. So yeah, during that year, they were using swimwears from the sponsor.
I love that. So can you tell me, how do you get these sponsors for your pageant?
Okay, so that process is very long and tedious, I'm not gonna lie. It's not as easy as it seems. Miss Self Esteem has a lot of sponsors. How we choose the sponsors, we choose sponsors that align with our values.
Yes.
We don't just go around looking for any sponsor.
Yes.
For example, we partnered with Nonkazimulo, which is a brand that actually give our participants dolls, African dolls with African hair, so that these girls can see. I think African women have been misrepresented for a long time. Dolls and that have been available have been white, on the market. So Nonkazimulo is actually breaking those barriers. They're working towards what we are working towards. We have the same goal, we have the same vision. And also Lunako Buntle focuses on taking care of our crown. They understand, they put ingredients that actually are suitable for African hair. So yeah, we try to,
I really love that.
Yeah, to get brands that align with our values and which preach the same gospel that we preach.
So I hear all about the struggle of the getting partnerships, and you also want to find something that really aligns with the brand of your pageant. But can you tell me, what is the biggest challenge that you faced while having this pageant?
I think one of the biggest challenges have been financing. We are a very, I can't say small, but we are considerate in terms of fees. For example, our registration fee is only 250 because we are trying to be very inclusive,
and very considerate to many people.
Because other girls come from disadvantaged backgrounds, so we are trying to just accommodate everyone. But it does pose a challenge. However, the sponsors do try, to mend that gap by offering those products. We are not actually required to buy gifts, do you understand? So we can take that money and, use it elsewhere, like maybe booking a venue or getting statues and crowns. So yeah, I think we have a problem of financing. However, the sponsorships do try to mend that gap between the financing and organizing the pageant. And I think a personal challenge I have been confronted with is what I've talked about before. People tend to think that Nonka is not that capable because she's so young, but I think now they are actually warming
They're starting
up to this
realize
idea that
who you are.
Yeah, I go beyond how I look and how I sound, and yeah.
I love that so much. Like, I know we were speaking earlier on, like, you have done such great things, and you being so young and you looking so young, and the challenges that come with that as well. But I want to ask you as well, like, what have you had any contestants that have participated in your pageant that have gone on to do great things, who you see yourself a little bit in them, you see yourself, you can do great things even no matter what your age? Yeah.
Oh wow. So our first ever crowned junior queen and teen queen actually went to Miss International Junior South Africa the following year, and it was so overwhelming. I was so excited, and I thought, okay, I'm in the right route. I'm actually impacting, the lives of these young women. So yeah, that was such a rewarding experience.
That's so fulfilling. Like, I love hearing these stories, and I love to see that these things also keep you going, and you're not only supporting these young people, but you're supporting yourself, you're supporting the community. And on the talk of the community, can you tell me, how does your pageant contribute to the local community?
Okay, so we have had a lot of community engagement. We have had the Pedigle sanitary drive. We actually visited the schools of our title holders so that they can see that, oh, okay, so she is doing pageantry, but she can come back and do, community engagement. So that was the arrangement. We used to visit the schools where our title holders are based, and actually donate the pads, and they took pictures and all of that. We also have a pink walkathon, which is dedicated to women who are survivors of breast cancer, women who actually have breast cancer, because I'm very passionate about that. I am in the field of diagnostic radiography.
Yeah.
I'm exposed to that. I'm exposed to mammography. I know the importance of, actually telling the world. Sometimes people really do not know. And I think the walkathon actually works towards raising awareness,
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of patients come to the department when there's like literally nothing we can do.
And early detection saves lives.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's so sad to experience that. I think that walkathon is so interlinked with my profession, my future profession. So I thought, why don't we just do this? Why don't we use MSE to raise this awareness?
I really love the concept of going to the schools of your title holders to show that, it also opens up the doors for other ladies to see, like, this is what this pageant does for us. We aren't alone. We definitely have someone and something out there that we can look forward to and that have our backs in that way. And under early detection, it's so important because cancer is a silent killer.
Yes, it is.
It's definitely a silent killer. And now I want to ask you, what future goals do you have in mind for your pageant?
Okay, so we are planning to expand. Of course, we're planning to be a national pageant one day, and we are definitely working towards that. And one of my future goals is to have our own crown. I already have the design brief and all that. I've been trying to contact jewelers, and I already have the name for the crown. I think we have to have a crown that actually speaks, that screams Miss Self Esteem, I'm not just a typical crown. So we are working towards that. I'm so excited for that project. And yeah, that's it. We are planning to expand and having our own crown. Yeah.
So with your different categories, will you have each crown for your different categories? Like a crown on its own for the different categories that they can obviously pass down. It can be kept in the family,
Yeah.
I really, really love that. And I personally want to ask for myself.
Okay.
For a friend. Will you extend the pageant the age limit?
Okay, yes, we are looking into that. We are looking into expanding to maybe Miss Elite for more matured women, so that we can include everyone. When we preach inclusivity, we should actually try to broaden the age category, yes.
And it's really important because I've seen like a lot of, say for instance, brand or something preach inclusivity, but it won't include that person or this person. Then what do you mean inclusivity, So I want to ask you, how do you encourage your contestants to promote themselves, their platform, their brand? How do you encourage them?
Okay, so we have platforms like the WhatsApp group. So we actually encourage these models to talk about their journey, to inspire other people about their journey. So they should actually post the Miss Self Esteem journey on their social media platforms.
Is it a must?
If they want to. Okay. So it's like voluntary, but we do recommend. It's not compulsory, but it is a recommendation so that they can grow and to help inspire other people out there, We don't actually take the right to autonomy from our pageant participants, but they have free will to choose if they want to share their journey or not. So yeah.
So as a pageant director, can you tell me how you prepare for your pageant from start to end?
Okay, so the first important step is to actually put the concept down. I'm a very sentimental person. I love everything to like actually scream something, to preach about something. So all the outfits are actually like very like conceptualized.
Yes.
Yeah, before I even conclude everything, as I've told you about the swim around. So the first thing is jotting everything down. And I'm a very like, I don't know, maybe I'm an extremist because people think that my ideas are like so wild and all that. So I take the ideas down to other people to actually see if they are realistic and if they can be employed at that time. You know, timing is very important.
Yes.
The idea might be great, but you look at the timing, you look at the financing of that certain idea. So yeah, I take it down to our title holders, to my mom. My mom is my biggest supporter in the life.
Teamwork makes the dream work. And when your mom
Exactly.
is involved, that dream work.
Yes, it
Wow.
does. So she'll tell me that this one won't work, you know. Not actually, she doesn't put it like that, but it translates like that. Or maybe the timing is not okay, or we don't have the right financing for
Yes.
that. And I have already deployed people who are responsible for departments. Gonna tell you, okay, you're responsible for the music, and you know that the songs that you're going to include, we have created an Empower Her playlist. So people don't know about this, but when you come in the Miss Self Esteem pageant, you will hear the lyrics of the songs. We preach self-love, self-empowerment, you know, things like that.
I really love that.
Yeah, it goes very deep. It goes deep into
Every
planning
little intricate
the music.
details, you know, your touch of Miss Self Esteem. I love that.
It's always like that. So I have told people that, okay, you're responsible for music, you're responsible for the seating arrangement, because I can't do everything
Yes.
by myself. So yeah, I have those people who support me and who actually know the vision. But at the end of the day, sometimes I feel like I have to get things done because people cannot see what you're visualizing.
Yeah,
in your
they're
brain.
not in your head.
Exactly. But yeah, I really try to include people. I try to get as much help as I can get.
So, speaking on inclusivity, like, how do you ensure inclusivity when choosing your contestants?
Okay, so we don't have any restrictions concerning body weight, body type, and we actually include all races. And actually, our fees are very affordable to actually reach out to children from disadvantaged backgrounds, because you can't say something is inclusive if it's out of reach. You know, we have to make sure that it is affordable for most of the people. So yeah, that's how we ensure that we actually include everyone.
So, how do you think participating in this specific pageant impacts your contestants' personal life and professional life?
Okay, so self-esteem, I believe self-esteem is such a fundamental aspect of our life, and self-esteem is a foundation upon which dreams are built. So if you have a very like high self-esteem and you think highly about yourself, you are more likely to succeed in life. You know, you approach things with a very positive mindset.
I love that.
You feel like I can take on the world. So that's your personal life. At school, you can actually stand in front of the audience and speak your mind out. In your professional work, you can be like very confident about what you do. For example, self-esteem has impacted how I treat patients, how I actually approach certain techniques, even though I feel like this is hard and this is like a very challenging thing to do. But because I have a very high self-esteem, I am very positive about, I look at things positively. I feel like I can do this. So yes, that's how it affects personal and professional lives.
Yes, and what many people struggle with to realize is that you are capable of anything because it will come from within. You are the only person that can allow yourself to achieve things and also treat people the way you want to be treated. You know, your self-esteem will allow you to do that. I really, really love that. You're such a great person. You're so beautiful.
Thank you.
Can you tell me what legacy would you like to leave behind as a pageant director, as a contestant, just you in general? What legacy would you love to leave behind?
Okay, so I want people to understand that I was a very authentic person when I'm gone, and I actually worked very hard to break through barriers. You know, I come from a very disadvantaged township where dreams are like not possible. But I actually managed to like have this vision in my mind and tell myself that I'm going to do this. And in that process, I help other women, to get empowered. So I want people to know that whatever you put your mind into, it can actually like be achieved,
Yes.
and the world actually echoes back what you give into the world. Every good that you put into the world actually eventually comes back into you. So I want people to understand the importance of empowering yourself and being empowered and empowering others. It's very important to actually radiate positivity in everything, in every aspect of your life.
I love that. And we can see like it radiates from within all the way out. And now we have reached the end of the Pageant Perspective Podcast. Until next time, from Nonku and I, bye.